especially late, and I was much more foolish than you before. This is nothing. Jiankeo, Yi Yue, words in the ear like golden thunder. Unlike the two people's look of shock, Gu Zhuting felt a wave of emotions after hearing those words. Her face instantly turned pale as paper. Sai, Kog, oh, actually, you will slowly understand. The future is more important than love. You will still understand. Love is harder to come by than a bright future. But in the end, you will understand. The right person is actually in your future. The words of the monsoon left Jiang Keo deep in thought. Not just Jiang Keo. Yue and Gu Zhuting also had their thoughts, especially Gu Zhuting. She had heard Lai Lingyi say similar things before. When you grow up, after becoming a better version of oneself, you will always meet someone more suitable. A few people fell silent for a moment. Jiang Keo spoke again. Feng Ji, thank you again today. I know you're amazing. But I still have to say, if anything happens in the future, need help, despite opening your mouth, Ko Dai will definitely not decline. What a coincidence. I just have some matters to attend to. I would like to ask for your help. I might have a project. Live with individuality. Having someone with technical knowledge to provide oversight. I'm only a freshman. Can you do it? Jiang Keo pointed to his swollen face. What happened in the first year? Even freshmen can take part-time jobs. You see Yue. She has just started working at the tissue company, a group with high salaries. Jiafeng pointed at Yue. Yue had a stiff expression. Because she doesn't know right now. What position do you hold? What is the salary? Understood. You think I can do it. Then I'll give it a try. That's more like it. A few people escorted Jiang Keo to the infirmary. It's all just superficial injuries. After taking some medicine. Then left. Yue and Gu Zhuting returned to the dance club. Monsoon and Jiang Keo, I need to go to the IQ club. The four of them said their goodbyes at the door of the infirmary. IQ Society, that is. The Computer Club of Madu University. Originally, this place was called Shadow Music Valley. Later, a certain game flopped. It was changed to IQ Society. She needs to find some programmers. Game outsourcing. Developing entities. The monsoon is more familiar than warmth. So this matter. She needs to handle it personally. Jiang Keo may have injuries on his face. But just now, the monsoon gave her a chance. At this moment nature cannot leave either. Two people sneaked into the IQ Society. Arrived here. The two immediately felt a surge. A different atmosphere from other clubs. Scene 1. Chu Tao. Is it you who handles the tasks of adjusting technology? Correct. It's me. True magic. Not the attitude towards others. I have a bad temper. Laughing to death. Understanding and empathetic. That's a different price. Scene 2. This is the outsourcing of the business district. If you can do this work, then go ahead and do it. If you can't do it, then get lost. Programmer A. Test. Please send me some money. Niu has become like this. If you love me, don't leave. If you have the ability, go ahead and fire me. Programmer B. HMPH. Bobo machine. Bobo Jai. A round and stringed bubble machine. Programmer C gets up, directly grabbing the collar of the person opposite. Constantly swaying. Is this how it rolls, old lantern? Is it rolling like this? Scene 3. Today, the client invited us to a dinner. Who is he showing off to? Programmer B. Just so. Shall we not go? Who are these old lanterns bragging to? Programmer C. I have to go. If I don't go, who will be your lackey? The monsoon outside and Jankeo. Everyone was a bit shocked. These people in the computer club. Are you that arrogant? The tone was increasingly aggressive. However, their actual performance, it seems to have exploded with their rhetoric again. Completely opposite. Their insults got filthier by the minute. But in reality, the computer club members get to work, one more positive than the other. The keyboard is sparking. Unlike other clubs, Mada University IQ Society here, we can now take on outsourced projects. It's all real gold and silver money. They also made quite a profit. Of course, the matter of spraying the client, it is also a fact. Talking big, I really can't continue with this job. Party are all idiots. Actual situation, the next second, messages flooded the group. Actively respond to leadership tasks. Tonight, I'm going to break the computer. The personnel from IQ Society have gathered here. They are all in clusters. Can't see the mountain peak. Jaifin and Jankeo are wandering around. No one pays attention. It's just them. When I saw Jankeo's appearance, it will be a shocking surprise. After all, the campus pighead of Mada University. Still rare. The monsoon took a stroll around. Finally, in an open office. Stopped in front of the door. Stop, stop, stop. Knocked on the door. The monsoon asked the chubby guy inside. Hello. Excuse me. I want to find a card game. Purchase price outsourcing. Do you have a suitable team over there? Or a small group? The monsoon has just finished asking. The office suddenly fell silent. But this tranquility, soon drowned out by the new discussion. The monsoon is too young. And it's not greasy. It doesn't look like the client. The chubby boy lying on the recliner glanced at the monsoon. What is game outsourcing? Night adventure style mobile game. There are also card mobile games. Just these two types. What is your budget? Making that kind of garbage game. It also costs money. The monsoon has not specifically covered this aspect before. I only heard it from a friend at night before. Some outsourcing prices like this. About 30,000. 50W is not equal. The gap is wide. It's mainly a matter of genre and material. So Jaifin tentatively asked. 20 pieces. 30 is not impossible either. These are the project's concepts. Monsoon right. Tan Wan Lan Yu. Greedy funder. My servants are all beautiful girls. The names of these games have been taken out. Of course, these projects, apart from their names, are different. There is nothing. Hearing the monsoon mention the budget, the noise from outside. It disappeared in an instant. I sense a movement. Jaifing glanced back, suddenly startled by these people. The guys who just cursed the client the most harshly. At this moment, someone walked over holding a sign. Breakfast 5 yuan. Write various codes. Professional programming. Digan game. Electric Ion 2000 master. Phone call XX. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Ghostwriting online articles for 50 yuan. There is a virtual connection. Monsoon. Your computer is set up. Is it that intense? The company's matters have just begun to get on track. Monsoon and Warmth, the two of them. Everyone is very busy. Because today is Friday. Monsoon and Warmth agree to meet at the company. After finishing the selection affairs of the dance club. When new and accompanied Yui, Gu Zuting, Wu Wanquan, Liu Qingcheng's 4 daughters, we walked out of the school together. Yue needs to go to the company to complete her onboarding procedures. Wu Wonk and Gu Zuting. It was Deng Ye who sent me to coordinate the work. Liu Qingcheng went to the company to discuss the contract. Follow Wen Nu into the parking lot next to the school. Except for Mu Wanqiu, the others saw Wen Nuen's red fur. Everyone's expression was somewhat shocked. She really has a car. The beauty group has added a new member. Just 5 people. The car can also be seated, just standing in front of the car door. Who sits in the passenger seat is a small matter, but it left the women in silence. Yue, please sit down. You are a bit taller. Yue came to her senses. Watching the boss's expression, this passenger seat has its own story. Girls can play this too. The boss seems to really like the monsoon. Is that guy really capable? Yue always thought that the monsoon should be with oneself, belongs to a certain type of talent. But today I saw her standing out in the fighting society. I feel like this guy is a bit different. Is Wen Nuan fond of this type? Muffled desires. The women in the car each have their own thoughts. No one said a word, like noticing Yue's unusual behavior. The warm smile on the driver's seat. Oh, is there a problem? Not. Just thinking. The relationship between Prime Minister Wen and the monsoon. We are just normal boyfriend and girlfriend. As for the monsoon itself, in a few days. You should understand now. The 3 women in the back row showed different expressions. No one spoke. Yue found it hard to speak. Monsoon, that dog man. Still need to understand. Today, President Wen was at the martial arts club. Jifen got into a fight with someone. Hearing Yue's words, Mu Wanqiu was startled. Immediately looked at Gu Zuting beside her. Gu Zuting just nodded. Didn't say much. How is she doing now? The conversation was halfway through. Mu Wanqiu suddenly realized the warmth is still here. Compared to her panic and confusion, on the warm face, did not show too much concern. After a pause, he began to speak. Okay, I understand. This is. Did the monsoon tell you? No. Aren't you worried? Yue was a bit confused. Jifen is very measured in his actions, because there has been too little exposure. So the girls couldn't understand. Wen Nuan said, having discretion or being tactful. In the moment of reflection, the car has started. The relationships among the people are somewhat complicated. So no one spoke on the way. Wen Nuan drove the group of girls to the old shopping district. This is Mu Wan's house. She is more familiar than warmth. Come with me. Their company is on the 3rd floor. Do you know? Hey, secret. Several girls walked together to the 3rd floor atrium. As soon as I entered the company gate, they heard a synchronized sound. Prime Minister Wen, looking at the suited company members across the way, including Mu Wang's group of women. It's all a tightening in the heart. A few girls watched this group of people. The tech company wears black suits. It feels a bit like a club. Mu Wang and Gu Zuting, meeting Du Ding and the others. Long time no see. They now give off a feeling to people. It seems different from before, especially Gu Zuting. When I saw Du Ding, she doesn't dare to admit it anymore. Once Du Ding was like the monsoon, also a thug. She was very short before, so everyone calls her Du Ding. But later, my height soared. Once exceeded the monsoon by several centimeters. However, the monsoon still preferred to call her Du Ding. Nowadays, a little being over 1 meter 90, wearing a black suit. Ancient burial muscles make the suit look very full, gives a strong sense of oppression. She was even a bit afraid to admit it. Du Ding, long time no see. Du Ding looked down from above. took a glance at Gu Ting. This woman is just so annoying. She almost ruined the style. But today, it was the sister-in-law who brought the people. So Du Ding was just indifferent. She is waiting inside. Okay. Wen Yuan smiled warmly in response. Du Ding's voice is very soft. Only a few girls around. I can hear it quite clearly. Sister-in-law. That elder brother is. Warmth was not given to them. Too much room for imagination. Turn and walk towards the president's office. Gao Lan has finished work. At this moment in the office, only the Monsoon is left alone, currently pretending. Drowsy Monsoon, feeling the warmth coming, immediately got up and stretched. Ouch. Beryl, come here. Odd. Then she froze up, because of the warmth behind. A few more people gradually walked in. Oh no, surrounded by beautiful women again. Teased by the Monsoon, a flush of warmth appeared on her face. There are many people. She knows. But it's precisely because there are so many people. That's great. So when Nguyen walked forward at a leisurely pace, gently embraced the Monsoon. Wei Ching Chen, Bidu, Mu Wan Kuiu. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with your request. Oh, Fu Zhu Ting. Uh, Yi Wei. Uh, uh, Holding the warmth in my arms, spoiling in the eye of the Monsoon. Can't hide it at all. Embrace tightly. The feeling of greed emanates from the withdrawn girl's presence. In an instant, the Monsoon is also somewhat intoxicated. Keep your head down. Gently flowing hair. Hi. A single sound, a light cough interrupted the Monsoon. She lifted her head, looking into the distance. The four women displayed different expressions. Suddenly, it was a mix of laughter and tears. I originally thought that Wen Nguyen would schedule the work tasks for the weekend. I didn't expect the efficiency of the autistic girl to be so high. Filled to the brim today. As for the warm hug right now, the Monsoon is even clearer. This girl has an extremely strong possessiveness, sticking close to oneself in front of others. When the heart is warm, it feels great. They have been together for so long. This flaw has not changed at all. Instead, there seems to be a growing trend, habitually rubbing his nose against the chest of the Monsoon. Fortunately, warmth did not apply foundation. Otherwise, the clothes will definitely be covered in white spots. Jifen glanced at Muwank and the others with a hint of uncertainty. I tentatively asked Wen Nguyen, "Are you ready?" The warmth that was interrupted fell silent, but her brows furrowed. Looks a bit unhappy. The Monsoon knows what she was thinking in her heart. People are so strange. Must not show off love too fiercely. However, the introverted girl, now you can pretend in front of the outsiders. Dark-hearted, release the Monsoon. When I turned around, she has already put on a gentle smile. Tomorrow is the weekend, so I want to take advantage of today being a weekday. Bring them over. Hand over the work. Speak. Wen Nguyen turned her head, looking at Jifen with deep affection. How did the conversation go? Seeing warmth say this, Jifen smiled slightly. Then they asked in a very cooperative manner, "How did your conversation go?" Danya still very sincere on that side. Very reliable in getting things done. After all, if we work together for a long time, every selection for sponsorship, there will always be a budget. Give them the appearance of warm maturity and stability. Jifen really wanted to pinch her face, but she felt, there are too many people this time. I gave up on this idea. As long as work goes smoothly, it's good. You should first discuss the work details with them. I'm going outside for a smoke. I want to light a cigarette for you." Wen Yuan lowered her head and spoke softly. "Premier Wen, calm down. HMPH." The father-son discussion between the two was very close, especially the playful expression when Wen Yuan raises her eyebrows, and the aloofness at work. It's like night and day. Liu Chenchen and Yue, looking completely stunned. Prime Minister Wen wasn't like this just now. The monsoon waved goodbye to a few girls, then walked out of the office, gave them space. Regarding the model selection, the monsoon didn't ask for details. I didn't plan to ask either, since it was entrusted to Warmth. Then she believed. Warmth will make this matter right. Travel rights. Dudin, you two come over here. Walked into the company lobby. The monsoon waved to Lu Quan and Du Ding. Here it comes. Du Ding got up directly. President Jai, there's something happening. Lu Quan still looked dazed and confused, holding his head high. Feels like I'm about to die. People who work in technology. Indeed, there are some such flaws. But the monsoon isn't her fault either. There are few technicians in the company. She put a lot of pressure on the travel rights. Order dispatch software. Various versions of the software. Travel rights in hand. She indeed confirmed it. Promised abilities during the job application process, especially good at working overtime. A few days ago, I traveled. Just turned 23. Look at her hair. Even the monsoon cannot bear it. So Jifen talked to LV Kain. Everyone is harmonious and friendly. You come out first. I have something important to discuss. Let me discuss with you. There's no rush regarding work. All right then. Lu Quan slowly strolled out. The monsoon truly fears her scratching the ground. Led the two of them to the door. The monsoon rummaged through the pockets. Dudin, do you have any cigarettes? I borrowed it. Du Ding scratches his head. Monsoon, you borrowed. She doesn't smoke. I feel unwell. This world is fair. Let's talk about the things we have on hand right now. Dudin, first, tell me about the situation with gold. Do the employees have any thoughts or ideas? Essential gold, currently, not counting Pearl City over there. This month over 1.76 million points, including over there with Zhenju, about 2.4 million. There are a total of 21 salespeople. There are many reasons for the rise in gold prices. What touched the employees the most? It's still 2 software programs. This data is from last month. The improvements this month will be more noticeable. It should casually exceed 2.5 million. The brothers are all very satisfied. In short, Travel Authority brother is indeed amazing, Du Ding said. He glanced down at the Travel Authority. He could never understand what Jifen was saying before. The saying goes that skilled talent is greater than everything else. Until the moment Lai Quan started his job. Not right. It wasn't until they created the first version of the screen stealing software. It's no exaggeration to say the traffic for the screen grab has increased by about 5 times. 10 times. This is the difference between software and manual. Manual labor requires people, need time. But the software doesn't need anything. A computer started the virtual machine. It can even run multiple applications at once. Instant commentary, instantly snatch the screen, simultaneously monitor dozens of accounts. Although the quality is a bit poor, but the absolute increase in quantity has already led to a decline in quality, became insignificant. With the significant increase in traffic, the employees' commission has doubled 3 times. Several people have already surpassed 100,000 in a single month, a commission of 100,000. After deducting personal income tax, there is still 86,000. In terms of single income, enough to silence everyone. Ding is just afraid. What if this income disappears in the future? Someone will not be able to endure the restraint. The employees are doing a bit better. If you have something in mind, just go ahead and do it. But what he fears is, brother can't stand the temptation. Made a mistake. If you're really planning to model a pseudominous 3D large-scale game, we still need to add some dynamic supplements. We definitely don't have enough people. It's not just that there aren't enough programmers. Art, background music and voiceover, screenwriter, I'll leave the planning to others. Of course, the most important thing is still not enough money. The Minsoon nods gently. Luquan is clear about the issues. The company's absenteeism rate is very stable. Recruited new members. With the software, after the game was launched, the total commission exceeded 2 million. But in reality, A's earnings have already approached 3 million. After gaining a certain level of fame, the free-spirited person will start selecting their products after skipping class. This will even lead to a higher commission for the servant in the future. But what can 3 million do? Apart from employee salaries, technology development, administrative loss, rent and utility expenses. How much can be left? 2 million. If you make short videos in the future, in the chaotic early stage of short video development, cruel enough for every good video, there are video incentives. It's just pure money being burned. In the end, it all comes down to winner takes all. 2 million. With this amount of money, don't even think about making short videos, even if it's just for creating high-quality game CGI. 2 million probably won't cover much. Big companies don't even produce more than 200 CG. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. That's why he wants to outsource. Greedy play Blue Moon. Tan Wan Lei Ting. My servants are all beautiful girls. These games, the gold of the rare earth magnates. The latter deceives the loser out of his money. Apart from that, Tao Qi's stable cash flow also needs to expand. This can't be done with software alone. He must report the traffic to the company once. So, he just completed the plan for the New Year's shopping festival. There are money-making games. He and Tao Qi have reached a cash flow agreement. Only then does the company have sufficient cash flow. Go make a high-quality product. A large game that can make money again. This process may take a long time, but it's only the end of 2012 now. The monsoon takes its time to gradually complete. Once the real gaming cash flow is completed, with a stable cash flow. Next thoughts. Only with money can one implement it. I am already aware of the current situation. Travel rights. Next. Please hold a lottery for the purchase price. What kind of purchase price? How long? First, let's do the big wheel. There's no need to rush. Within a month, no problem. It's very simple to talk about travel rights. Ding goes without saying. After explaining the matters between the two, the monsoon signaled them to return. Just right. At this moment, Yue. I have also completed my onboarding. Look at his appearance. I should go out for a smoke and get some fresh air. After all, smoking is not allowed inside the company. Even the monsoon itself has never broken this. They hit. Yue, come here. What are you doing? Yue held a cigarette and looked at Jiefeng. The eyebrows suddenly perked up. Do you run out of cigarettes? Dog man, look at you today. Jiefeng looked at him with a malicious gaze. Suddenly, the thought of going downstairs to buy something arose. Why aren't you speaking? Is it because you don't like to talk? All right, all right, all right. Are you blocking my door to kill me? Monsoon's laughter and scolding. Yiyue eventually came over with a cigarette. He also reached out to light it for him. He didn't even realize. I am the second girl to light a cigarette for the monsoon. Neither of them spoke. I played with them when we were kids. Grew up to become the big brother. You weren't a local before, were you? Can take people to the magic city. That's quite an accomplishment. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Lacking any real skill. It's indeed quite difficult in the magic city. Blended in. The monsoon nodded slightly. What exactly do you do at the company? I'm a planner. By the way, I'll smash it a bit. That's great. Yiyue nodded as if in a daze. I don't know how. I felt an inexplicable sense of relief. What about you? How's the conversation with Wen Nguyen going? Do you need me to say a few kind words for you? Just consider this a few big coins returned to you. Get lost. Yiyue finished scolding. It still feels a bit off. Monsoon. He is also a company leader. And he is now just a new employee. Still a part-time job. Sigh. Thank you. No need. Premier Wen said, Zhao Ran is now basically stationed at the company. He lacks someone to handle the trivial matters by his side. Let me be his assistant first. Assistant. Monsoon remembers. Yiyue initially applied for a technical position. Where's the salary? The salary and everything is quite good. The salary is good. Why do you have that miserable look on your face? I can't do this, can I? I can't be an assistant. So you came to seek my wisdom. Monsoon almost laughed out loud. Can you stop laughing like that? I just don't know. What do you usually do? This can also make you laugh. Saying Yiyue really makes me feel lost. The monsoon also stops its teasing. The duties of an assistant. It's just the organization of the documents. Classification. Archiving. Record. Of course. Most of these. It's all done by Zhao Ran. So, you still haven't told me what I should do. Accompanying. Protection. Party affairs. Accompanying. Protection. Party affairs. Yiyue repeated what Jiefeng had said, nodding thoughtfully. That's about it. Being able to do well makes you a qualified assistant. I made a mistake. Yiyue turned around, leaning against the handrail. This is a mistake. What else? All right, all right, all right. Waiting for your paycheck. Remember to treat me to barbecue. Pet. Hello, you're still a leader. Just thinking about this meal for me. I have checked the plucked hair. Okay. Yama doesn't have much money from the little ghosts. The two chatted for a while longer. Just started the second book. When Nguyen has finished discussing work matters. Walked out with a few girls. Seeing warmth. Yiyue quickly extinguished the cigarette he had just lit. Facing the warmth. He still can't treat it like the monsoon. Casual and natural. Premier Wen. Wen Nguyen nodded at Yiyue. Then looked at Jiefeng. Yiyue is my new assistant. Here it comes. The monsoon suddenly burst into laughter. That smile in Yiyue's eyes, but somewhat chilling. He always felt Jiefeng is a clown disguised as a good student. But the monsoon's performance just now in front of warmth gave Yiyue a very gentle feeling, the illusion of the humble gentleman. Sometimes even he couldn't withstand it. So is the monsoon a liar? Doth King Tai. Did the boss get scammed? What if he uncovers my secrets? Yiyue is also very outstanding in our class. Hearing the exaggerated tone of the monsoon, Yiyue felt a sensation throughout his entire body. It feels like ants are crawling. He made a series of exaggerated facial expressions at him. I hope the monsoon doesn't speak nonsense in the face of warmth. The monsoon was directed at Yue, gave an okay hand gesture. The nightclub girl finally felt at ease. Warmth also wants to smile, but she didn't smile. Lid, we must remain serious. Yue seems to be unaware of the monsoon situation, and also did not seek the help of the monsoon. This is quite rare. Turn around. Look at Mu Wankyu and the three of them. Pleasant cooperation. A few guests have arrived. Let's have dinner together tonight. No problem. Mu Wankyu is elegant and poised. Good. Gu Zhuting nodded. Then I'll go too. Liu Qingcheng felt that he had just signed the contract. It's necessary to get close to the financial backer. The dinner plans are set. As recommended by Mu Wank, a few people arrived at a trendy restaurant near Ice River. I booked a private room for 6 people, 5 girls and 1 boy. It truly feels a bit out of place. But on the table, Wen Nguyen is very polite. Let a few people order dishes. They each ordered some of their favorite dishes. Mu Wonk's turn to the beverage section. Looked up at a few people. Do you drink alcohol? Sure, but not much to drink. I can drink a little too. Gu Zhuting and Liu Chengcheng both said they could drink a little. Yue remained silent. He has an amazing alcohol tolerance. But I don't know if assistants are allowed to drink. When Nguyen seemed to sense his concerns, then take the initiative to speak. You. If you can drink, then let's drink a bit. It's nothing. Oh, good. What warms you? Mu Wonk's sudden question broke the silence. I don't drink alcohol outside. This sentence hides more than just warm. Don't drink outside. So I drink a little at home. Are you with the monsoon? Mu Wonkwiu didn't ask much. Just quietly order a few bottles of beer. Then he instructed the waiter to serve the dishes. Several people chatted a lot at the dining table. There is work. There is also life. Most of the time, a few girls are chatting. The monsoon does not intend to speak at this moment. Be a bystander with peace of mind. Besides warmth, Mu Wonk's group had a few drinks. Some people may have a red face reaction, but some people remain unfazed, except for Yue. Everyone's eyes held a hint of intoxication. After finishing the meal, the monsoon thoughtfully got up to pay. Give the space to a few girls. The meal was eaten very early. Ended sooner. It's not even 7 o'clock yet. Exited the restaurant. Mu Wonk's gaze fell upon the dusk without the sun. Sudden proposal. This alternating feeling of black and white is truly beautiful. Shall we go for a walk? All right. Pen, the 3 girls in the dance studio have no objections. He has always appeared calm and composed. The warmth of not drinking alcohol left me dazed. Capturing the beauty of life. It's actually a very common thing. Only when a person is living very painfully. We often overlook these things. In warm memories, dusk, sunset, moonlight, there are actually a lot of these things. But only on the days when the monsoon arrives. These things, only then can one be bestowed with words like beauty. The monsoon is very perceptive. Naturally felt the warmth hesitating. So, while he was lost in thought, I have already taken the initiative to answer for him. Sure, this weather is indeed perfect for a walk. Warmth came back to his senses. Gently held onto the fingers of the monsoon. Smiled warmly. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. Black and white alternately, with some clouds in tow. Indeed, it's beautiful. No one noticed. Yue looked at the clouds in the sky, like warmth, was also stunned. Yue, but okay. Actually, they are all young girls. It's just them today. I feel like I've accomplished something significant for Mu Wankyu and Gu Zuting during university days, pulling in over 100,000 in sponsorship. That is indeed a big deal. For Liu Qingcheng, using one's own strengths, signed a contract with a company. The future can develop in this direction. It's also a big deal. For Yue, finally found a formal job. It's also a big deal. Everyone has their own thoughts. As for Warmth and Monsoons, as long as we can be together. Where are you? Who is around? Actually, it's not that important. A first discussion. Still according to Mu Wang's intention. 6 people went for a walk by the riverside. I found a nice viewpoint. Everyone waited until sunset when the lights turned on. 7 o'clock. The last kilometer of their hike on the East Bank Greenway. The 3 dancers chatted and laughed. Warmth and the Monsoon stroll hand in hand. Yiyue silently followed at the back. One side is filled with the old charm of the Bun's international architecture. One side is filled with modern skyscrapers. On the river, ships sailed across the river, separated the 2 shores. It also separated the changes of the times. In sync with the brilliant lights, it feels like a version of the City of the Dark Moon in Magic City. No doubt, this is a great place chosen by Mu Wankyu, a local homebody. Here, tourists come to check in first. Local people live here. The child is playing with a skateboard here. The adults are walking here. All are beautiful scenes of the passing years. There is a dedicated bike lane nearby. Cycling is very friendly. The riders on the journey greeted each other as they sped by, like a scene taken from a movie. The Monsoon also enjoys the beauty of this place, and Warmth is holding tightly onto the hand of the Monsoon. It seems like they're afraid he might run away. Following the profile of the Monsoon, Warmth saw the lights on the riverbank. I smiled unknowingly. I don't know if it's because the lights are dazzling. It's still because the people around are good-looking. As I watched, it grew warmer and closer, almost nestled in the embrace of the Monsoon. Did you get hurt in the fight today? Wen Nguyen slightly curled her lips, looking at the warm, crystal-clear pink lips. The Monsoon can no longer bear the turmoil in its heart. Suddenly tightened the grip on the warm hand. He pulled him towards himself. The sky gradually darkens. Under the gentle nightfall, reflecting the born moon, neon, their lips pressed together, as tranquil as a painting. Beautiful. If someone were to take a casual shot right now, it was like the curtain falling on a movie. Or begin. At the beginning, the Monsoon embraced the Warmth tightly. As the 2 of them became more invested, warm and stiff body, gradually there was a response. He slowly wrapped both hands around the neck of the Monsoon. Fully express your feelings. At this moment, it is where his heart belongs. And this time, no one needs to shout open sesame. The autistic girl's teeth have also separated. Just standing behind them. Yi Yue's face was full of embarrassment. What a total rip-off. The boss was just taking a nice walk. Why did it suddenly change with the Monsoon? That dog man kissed together. According to the Monsoon's saying, he works as an assistant. Need to stay by your side. There's no way to go around it now. Can only stand in place. Watching the 2 kiss eagerly. But they looked like so happy. Mu Wankyu walking ahead. I also felt that something was off. The sunny girl suddenly turned her head to look back. Then they saw a scene that resembled poetry and painting. Daze and pause. Nature caught the attention of Gu Zuting and Liu Chengcheng. Late autumn. What's wrong? Following Mu Wang's gaze. Gu Zuting and Liu Chengcheng. Also saw the scene where Warmth kisses the monsoon. Gu Zhuting couldn't be as calm as Mu Wanqiu. She stood frozen in place, watching the two of them kiss passionately. The corners of my mouth unconsciously turned bitter. Click. A sudden sound of a camera shutter interrupted Gu Zhuting's thoughts. She looked at Mu Wanqiu in some surprise. Late autumn, a beautiful scene. Isn't it? Mu Wang's phone was returned. I flipped to the scene I just captured. Now, Jan, there are still people embracing. So beautiful. It's just like a scene from a movie, but the person in the photo is not you. Gu Zhuting did not understand. It's okay. Mu Wanqui waved her hand dismissively, turned his head. Continue walking forward. Forward. There are neon lights. Yu Zhan. There are tall buildings in the distance. Liu Qinchen followed along, confused. Gu Zhuting hesitated for a moment and didn't stay any longer. She caught up with Mu Wang. Once again he asked, Wang, I know you also like the monsoon. I really like it. Liu Qingchen, who was following behind, felt a bit shocked. What is this big gossip? Do several girls like the monsoon? She suddenly remembered a post from the campus forum. Scumbag Jifen is playing 3 boats at once. But now it doesn't seem to be that way. Then don't you care? Gu Zhuting continued to press for answers. Of course I care. Life is unpredictable. Meeting someone I really like, I will love without reservation. However, Mu Wang's demeanor is like a boy's. Place your hands crossed behind your head. Speaking tipsily. Liking someone. Just don't be afraid of the ending. When you are able to love him, love with all your heart. Because it's not. Everyone is so lucky. You can meet that person you love very much. Sometimes you can encounter. We are already very lucky. Gu Zhuting stood frozen in place, feeling a bit lost. Once again I chased after it. Mu Wanqiu seemed to have anticipated this and petted her. It used to be that life was too easy. And I am more fortunate than you. So the heavens punished me. Gu Zhuting was stunned. So, has she also been punished by heaven? Behind. Not quite accustomed to the warmth of the rhythm. It's getting hard to breathe. Her face turned bright red, still unwilling to take the initiative to part ways. Clumsily respond, Monsoon's helplessness can only be actively withdrawn. Kiss a little longer. This girl looks like she's about to suffocate. Separation does not mean the end of embracing. The two foreheads are pressed together. The autistic girl gasped for breath, raised his eyebrows with some emotion. Monsoon, what will our future life be like? The monsoon pondered. In the future, we will spend our university time together. Off work together, shopping together at the supermarket, cooking together, dating during discussions. If all goes well, we'll get married. If things don't go well, let's get married a little later. In short, I won't miss you. Only you can do this. Warm eyes are very bright. As usual, she isn't as articulate as the monsoon, but she responds in the most practical way. Gently tiptoe. Tighten the grip around the neck. Close your eyes again, enjoying their moments together. No. This time there was no deep kiss. It's not that I don't want to, but it was warmth that suddenly came to mind. Behind them, someone else followed along. The new assistant, Yue. When looking at Yue, she discovered Yue is squatting in front of a streetlight, tilting his head, looking straight at myself and the monsoon. Wen Nguyen has always been shy. Every time in front of the crowd, when embracing or kissing the monsoon. It was just her pure and fervent love. When courage fades, she will instantly become the previously withdrawn girl. When Nguyen awkwardly stood in place, too emotionally invested. I just experienced a lack of oxygen. CPU short circuit. In an instant, I didn't know what to say. You finally found me. Yi Yue was almost dying from discomfort. She is now a warm assistant. So the scene was extremely awkward. The monsoon has eased, bringing some warmth. Then he pulled the autistic girl behind him. You didn't see it just now, did you? But did not see. Oh, that's good. Yi Yue's mouth began to twitch. She's actually quite good at lying. But speaking like this goes against one's conscience. It's still her first time. The monsoon tightened its warm fingers. Then let's go. Okay. When Nguyen lowered her head, hiding behind the monsoon. She doesn't really want to be in front of others, exposing such a shy and fragile state. The monsoon understood her thoughts, turned to look at Yi Yue. Yi Yue, you go ahead with them first. I might walk a bit slower with Wen Nguyen. Yi Yue did not directly follow Jai Feng's advice, but instead looked at Wen Nguyen suggestively. After receiving a warm and affirmative nod, Yi Yue was striding with her long legs, walked awkwardly forward. Actually, she was following behind the two of them. It's quite awkward, but there's no way. Who made her an assistant now? I'll go ahead first. If there's something going on, you can contact me on WeChat. But after letting Yi Yue go first, the monsoon and warmth exchange a smile. The monsoon reaches out its hand. Wen Nguyen leaned her head on Jai Feng's shoulder, gently leaning against the riverside. The moonlight grew brighter. The two of them were slowly walking down this road. Sometimes I lean on your shoulder. Sometimes we hold hands. Sometimes we would lean against the railing by the shore and enjoy the breeze. Two people sway together. They are indeed walking very slowly, even if it's a long straight line. At this moment, the other four girls were nowhere to be seen. During this time, the monsoon found a price to pay, drive the warm car back. But they themselves had no intention of getting on the car. Because the moonlight by the shore is beautiful, people are beautiful too, strolling unknowingly, stretching time to its limits. But soon, the group ahead has long since vanished, until the warm phone rang with a beep. Warmth. We are playing at the outdoor ice rink ahead. Just go to the large factory on the right at the intersection. Mu Wankyu did not message Chaifeng, but it was sent to Wen Nguyen. She is also a girl with great composure. After knowing the feelings between Wen Nguyen and Jai Feng, Mu Wang's life had never included anything enjoyable. She defined the relationship among the three, always fixed within the realm of friendship. There won't even be any ambiguous gestures. This is her way of living in peace. It is also the greatest sincerity towards the friend named Wen Nguyen. Wankyu said, "They are at the outdoor ice skating rink ahead. Are we going to find them now?" The monsoon gazes at the warmth beside it. I don't know what's going on. Suddenly feeling a surge of uncontrollable irritation. Just wave your hand. Not going. Let's go. Wen Nguyen is ready to go ice skating. But she didn't expect. The answer of the monsoon is like this. I don't want to go right now. Hearing the monsoon's response, Warm feels a bit strange. In her understanding, monsoon enjoys doing things with rhythm. Even when playing, the monsoon also likes to schedule entertainment. But today, they have been wandering aimlessly for a long time. This seems a bit out of character for Jai Feng on a usual day. Moreover, it seemed that Jai Feng was a bit restless just now. Don't you want to go? I'm sorry. But I can't assist with that. Don't want to. Let's walk a bit more. Jifen finished speaking and turned his head away. Did not reveal their own expression. Wen knew and immediately sensed the anomaly of the Minsoon. Frowning, I didn't turn around. Holding the hands of the Minsoon. What's wrong with you? The Minsoon has a hint of color. She didn't know what was wrong with her. I lost my mind. As she looked at the warm reply, suddenly feeling inexplicably irritable. It feels like being disturbed by someone. It was a kind of emotional breakdown like never before, catching her off guard a bit, to the point where I still cannot find peace now. I'm fine. Warm vinegar plum looked at her for a while, then slowly wrapped around the waist of the Minsoon. Stick yourself to the Minsoon. The most common lies told by boys. It's just that I'm fine. If you are always unwilling to share your feelings with me, that must mean I am not good enough. The Minsu opened its mouth. How did you suddenly learn to speak? She slowly turned her head, looking at the warmth in my arms. This moment, she seems to be warmed by gentle eyes, healing with a soft body. The emotions gradually settled down as well. Actually, it's really nothing. I just felt some inexplicable sadness and irritability. I don't know what's going on either. The Minsoon speaks the truth. However, the warmth suddenly lifted its head. I know. I know why you suddenly feel down. I know you want to comfort me. But I'm really fine. That I really know. Seeing the warm and certain expression of Yan Jai, Jifen was somewhat skeptical. This is something she can know. So, tell me. Warmth paused slightly, pulled the Minsoon a little tighter, then buried his head in Jifen's embrace and rubbed against him. Sudden onset of melancholy. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you, but after you've been strong for too long, feeling fatigued signals. Minsoon paused for a moment. She really didn't expect it. Warmth can express such an explanation. Why? Because of the feeling of depression. It has never occurred suddenly. Often, it has been long overdue. In daily life, having emotions is normal. Emotions often arise, but it will be suppressed by our reason. Finally, self-dissolution. Jifen heard her say this. Suddenly, as if remembering something. Self-dissolution of emotions? The introverted girl began to withdraw, when Nguyen suddenly said something. Sometimes the Minsoon whispers words. You often ignored people before. I just said that. Jifen awkwardly explained a bit. Ki Wenvoen didn't seem to care. Minsoon. The autistic girl remained silent for a while. It seems to be reminiscing about the past. It seems like organizing one's own language. After a long while, I slowly began to speak. Do you remember the rooftop during high school? Of course, I remember. Since that day, I go through each day with a sense of uncertainty, often feeling inexplicably lost. It might even get angry. The Minsoon settled in, but in the end did not speak. Warmth gently rubbed against her chest. Continue the previous topic. In the past decade, experiencing it over and over tells me, weakness will be bullied. Mutual understanding cannot change anything from me. There are times when I struggle with my studies too, but no one will understand my emotional breakdown. I must be very strong. Indifference, only then can one live a bit more comfortably. But after that day, I suddenly feel emotions seem to have found a way to be released. Let it flow out slowly or quickly, flowing towards you. Speaking of which, the warm voice became a bit deeper. That day, because you said, I like the crimson smoke, but I'm angry. I don't know either. Why am I angry? Much later. Just figured out the reason. It is because there is support. I fear that you will just pass by in an instant. No way. We will not be apart. Yes, we will not part. The one who has been strong for too long, suddenly feeling down. It's because I found support. The inner self actively reveals its own weaknesses. At this time, it means her emotions, desperately in need of being gently caught, because I am the only person she trusts. The Minsoon was silent, but Wengoen held him even tighter. So, am I the one who makes the Minsoon feel supported? The Minsoon fell silent for a moment, finally nodded. Yes. When Nguyen smiled. When you need me, just hold me tight. Un, the warm embrace is very warm. It also makes the Minsoon somewhat infatuated. Actually, as Wen Nguyen said, she has been strong for too long. Past life, present life, perhaps too many emotions have built up. If there is no beloved one, she might continue to stay strong forever. But she now has a lover. So, she needs to be gently caught by this person, the feeling of being healed by a loved one. So good, embraced for a long time, slowly parted. This time the Minsoon seemed a bit reluctant. So are we still going to the skating rink now? I want to go, but I won't. Warm blinked. It's okay. I will teach you. Two people, according to the location indicated by Mu Wonk, at the end of the road. I found that old factory area. The factory here has long since moved away. Abandoned sites of some derelict factories, transformed into an open-air dance hall. Ice skating rink. There is also a game area. It is obvious. This is also a place that local people like Mu Wonk often visit. The ice rink is quite large. The Minsoon hurried along, bringing warmth, finally found a place to rent skates. The ice skates here. They are the kind of double-row roller skates. The difficulty is slightly higher than that of solo skating on ice. Beginners mainly struggle with maintaining balance here. It's normal to stumble when starting out. The Minsoon glanced at the ice rink at this moment. Mu Wonk and the other girls have already started playing, but the Minsoon did not see Liu Chen. Minsoon. Warmth. We are here. Where is Liu Chen? People came out together. It's very necessary to ask. She went back. You all play first. I'll help her get acquainted. Renting 2 pairs of shoes filled with warmth. The moment warmth put on roller skates. The soft-spoken girl with autism suddenly stiffened. Warm passed. It was originally a blank sheet of paper. She could never have been involved in such entertainment activities. During school days, her entertainment activities, it's mostly about doing exercises. The feeling of being unable to find balance right now. Let warmth feel a bit afraid. But the mute girl's mouth is quite tough. Are you scared? Not afraid. Okay. I'm leaving now. The lips are very stiff. The body, however, is very honest. Listening to the Minsoon say it will leave. The warm fingers suddenly tightened. There was no intention to let go at all. Only warmth turned its head away this time. Just won't admit to being afraid. Seeing her like this, Jifink finds it very cute. Apply slight pressure with your fingers. A hand pulled warmth over. The autistic girl let out a soft gasp. Just lean back and slide down. The Minsoon kneels forward. Gently wrapped my arms around the warm waist. No, eyes meet. The Minsoon couldn't help but lighten a bit. Indeed, no matter how tough the mouth is, everything feels soft when it's light. HMPH. Stand up straight again. When Nguyen held onto the railing around the skating rink. Start moving forward at a snail's pace. When I first learned to skate, Don't talk about how well others are doing. It's good to be aware of what's beneath your feet. In warm eyes. Only the 3 feet in front of oneself. No way. Before mastering the balance technique, it's always like this. Bend down a bit. It's easier to find balance. Leaning back makes it easy to fall. Do you need me to help you? No need. I can hold your hand and slide. Don't touch me. Looking at the now stiff warmth, the monsoon smiles gently. He gently held her warm fingers, then carefully guided him to let go of the railing. Bend down a bit. The monsoon hasn't strayed far from the railing. This can give beginners like Wen Nguyen a sense of security. Left and right. Correct. That's about it. Ouch. Spray. Wen Nguyen pulled Jiafeng down together. The expression is somewhat sad. However, the monsoon shows no signs of discouragement. He pulled warmth back up again, patiently teaching warmth. Let him gradually find balance. Looking at him like a little child, stepping into the shadows. A little bit of wriggling, guiding growth, being needed. This person happens to be my lover. This feeling. Really good. Wen Nguyen doesn't learn quickly. Autistic girl. It's not that I'm good at everything I learn. When I was learning to drive, almost gave the monsoon a cerebral hemorrhage. Learning to skate right now, although it's not as exaggerated as learning to drive. But it's about time. However, the monsoon is very patient today. He patiently taught bit by bit, although often warmed, pulling down together and falling. Overall, warmth is here. There is still obvious progress. Playing until the end. He can do it now. Led by the monsoon, we glided for a while. Exiting the ice rink, it is already past 10 o'clock. At this hour, there's definitely no way to return to the school dormitory. Standing by the roadside waiting for a bus, Mu Wankyu then suggested, let's return to the old business district. There are a few apartments over there, household bedding and such. Everyone is here. They are all clean. How is it? Gu Zhuting glanced at Jifen, nodded blankly. Yue stated that he doesn't care. So Mu Wankyu looked towards Wen Nguyen. Warmth. What about you? Warming joy. He subconsciously wanted to look at Jifen, but he forcibly stopped it. The lips moved. Dan Bubba's response. Would just right. We pair up in twos. We can still chat tonight. The corners of the monsoon's mouth twitched slightly. Under normal circumstances, warmth definitely comes from sleeping together with him, even if it's just holding hands. Gently embrace. That is also a very comfortable thing. Both of them had an unspoken understanding, maintaining some restraint. But there was a faint sense of anticipation. However, now Mu Wankyu's invitation, when Nguyen really feels embarrassed to refuse. After all, I want to sleep with Jifen. Such talk. It's hard for a girl with autism to speak out. Either way, wait until no one is around. While waiting for the bus, the monsoon leaned against the roadside and lit a cigarette for himself. Yue is also getting ready to come over for a smoke. Then his hand was suspended in mid-air, because he saw Jifen take out a cigarette. Warm fingers deftly played with the card lighter, embroidered a scene of flipping the hand to light a cigarette. Look at that proficiency. It's something I practice often. Yue remembers. Before the monsoon, I mentioned this matter to myself. Say, when Nguyen took the lighter back, practice lighting a cigarette for yourself. At that time, Yue only felt the monsoon is boasting. Nonsense. But the truth is right before our eyes. Others are a bit troublesome. It seems that Yue sensed his intention. When Nguyen turned her head, softly said, Ui also wants some. The boss lights a cigarette for his boyfriend. That is certainly not a problem. As for the boss lighting a cigarette for himself, then let's forget it. He still wants to do this job until 9 o'clock. No, no, I can handle it myself. Then he was caught in the smile of the monsoon wild fish. Ran away in a hurry. The subway stops running at 10:30. This time they can only take a taxi back, and we need to hit 2 cars. It's quite a waste. But there's nothing we can do. Today was quite enjoyable, and it doesn't cost much either. Each came with their own thoughts, walking with their own thoughts, returning to the old business district. Several girls were chattering non-stop. Only Warmth occasionally looks back at the monsoon. There was a hint of helplessness in his gaze. Monsoon shrugged. It means nothing. He actually doesn't care, although I really want to be with Wen Nguyen. But there's still plenty of time ahead. Warmth follows Mu Wankyu. Arrived at room 506 on the 5th floor. As soon as I entered the door, Warmth is discovered. This place is different from the one in the monsoon. The area should be a bit larger than that room. Moreover, home appliances should be better than 409, much more complete. 409 belongs to simple decoration, and Mu want room 506. The entire place has been decorated in ocean blue. Very beautiful. It is clear that this place has been thoughtfully decorated. Liu Ji Mu Wankyu lives alone. How are you? This place is not bad, right? It's a dock house I designed myself. Although there are many useless things, like that rotating table. There is also a folding cabinet. Overall, I am still very satisfied. Pretty good. Wen Nguyen nodded lightly. He is concerned about the renovations. I really have no idea. Just think it looks pretty good. If I marry Jifen in the future, they should also buy and renovate a house, right? In Pearl City. It's still the magical city. It should be in Magic City, right? After all, the company is in the Magic City. They will probably live in the Magic City in the future. Houses in the Magic City are very expensive. The renovation costs are also unclear. Warmth. What are you thinking about? Mu Wang's heart is unaware of warmth, already starting to think. Buying and decorating a house after the monsoon. I thought he was just distracted a moment ago. It's nothing. Liu Bing was sweating. Warmth and joy. It was only after agreeing that I realized. Mu Wankyu is saying something. Taking a bath together. Can such a thing really happen? Warm, I have started running hot water. Hurry, hurry, hurry. The Warmth standing in the center of the room, a bit at a loss, stood rigidly in place. In a little while, he saw a half branch of Mu Wang's head sticking out. Come quickly. Don't be shy. Do we really have to wash together? I might not be quite used to it. If you're not used to it, you'll get used to it after washing it a few more times. Do you know about the big bathhouses in the north? Wow, dozens of people were taking a bath together. Actually, it's nothing much. Quick, take off your clothes. After being persuaded a few more times by Mu Wang, Wen Nguyen awkwardly took off her clothes, until the rabbit was exposed. Mu Wang fell slightly stunned and opened her mouth. Then he glanced at himself unnaturally. The smile on her face has become more rigid than before. Pinched her own. Mu Wankyu had a lingering warmth in her mind. What does this even mean? Talent. Wankyu. Pampueglit. Mu Wankyu coming back to her senses. Bring warmth into the bathtub. This is his own room. So everything is managed very neatly. Arrange a warm seat and sit down. Mu Wankyu brought a new towel for Wen Nguyen, covering his head. Warmth. Like this. Lean here. Watching Mu Wankyu comfortably lean against the edge of the bath. Warmth has its own way of learning, leaning against the side. It's just that he did this. The rabbit will lose its cover. When Nguyen glanced at Mu Wankyu, he didn't notice what I meant. Only then did I feel at ease to lean in. He just didn't notice that after he laid down, Mu Wonk's peripheral vision was always peaking. There's really no comparison. Completely defeated. So comfortable. Leaning in the water. Mu Wonkyu said somewhat comfortably. He covered his face with a towel. The body has dived a little deeper. It's very comfortable. Warm at this moment. It's a bit more relaxed now. Mu Wankyu was a girl who was very good at taking care of others. Gender-neutral killing. Whether it's a boy or a girl. When I was with him, it feels really comfortable. Soaked for a while. Mu Wonks brought the water bite. Warmth. Close your eyes. Oh wow. Water flows down along the hair. The two of them wash each other's hair. Back scrubbing. Then I will take a bubble bath. If someone could come in. Take a look. I'm afraid to be caught in this seductive scene. But so weak in the legs. Finished showering smoothly. Mu Wonk and Wen Nguyen are together again. They blew each other's hair. Gave him a facial mask. Teach him some skincare knowledge. These all belong to areas that Warmth has never designed before. The two girls are busy. It lasted until after midnight. In the other rooms. Different situations are also occurring. Jaifeng stood by the window, smoking, thinking about the words Wen Nguyen told her before. I felt that there was someone I could rely on. Only then will weakness be revealed. Recently, I must be too tired. In Vu Zuting and Yue's room. Gu Zuting just finished taking a shower, brushing their hair, but she hadn't taken a few steps. I was instantly captivated by the tall girl under the curtains. Yue was only wearing a white camisole on her upper body, not wearing anything on the lower body. She leaned against the curtain. Long legs leaned against the opposite side. The left thigh smells like peach blossoms. The area from the chest to the collarbone. It's the scent of the plum blossoms. I smelled something from the position of my arm. It looks like a somewhat chilling eyeball. There are faint scars under the tattoo. Yue after getting cleaned up. It always gives a sense of fragmentation. Completely different from her usual calm demeanor. Noticing Gu Zuting coming out. Yue put down the cigarette she was smoking. Excuse me. Did you choke? The two have actually formed a connection today. After all, they went to the fighting club with Jaifeng and the others. Let's play together in the evening. Gu Zuting seemed to realize. There are too many remarkable people in this world. There are too many people with stories. My own story. Actually, there isn't much worth praising. Therefore, Gu Zuting's mood improved a lot today. It's nothing. Get some rest early. You too. Room 506. Mu Wankyu looked like a leather monkey, constantly teasing Wen Nguyen. Why are you so big? This isn't fair. I don't know either. Warmth. Why are you sleeping so straight? Warmth. Do you know what a scumbag is? A scumbag is someone who swears they can, but a man who can't post on moments. Be extremely careful. Do you want to let Jaifeng post on WeChat moments? Other words are muddled and unclear. Hearing about Jaifeng posting on moments. The warm moment stiffened the body. He is thinking, does this imply a threat to the monsoon? Let's ask first. Take out your phone. Monsoon. Should we post something on our social media? Announce our relationship. Good. Seeing the response of the monsoon. She smiled warmly and sweetly. A single word reply is enough to affirm. It also brings peace of mind. He was pondering how to post this on Moments, announcing one's relationship. I had a male friend named Jaifeng. I'm sorry, but I can't assist with that. I am in a relationship. The subject is a computing machine. Sorry, I can't assist with that. Boyfriend is. Sorry, I can't assist with that. Forget it. Let's ask how the monsoon is formed. Wen Nguyen originally wanted to ask Jai Feng, but after thinking for a moment, he suddenly stopped. When I flipped to the Moments page, warm discovery. The monsoon has already arrived. Summer breeze. Circle of friends. Image. Illustration. It is the shadow of the two of them by the river. A clearly defined boy and a girl. Middle. It is their intertwined hands. Under the moonlight there are two shadows. One is mine. Another one is mine too. When Nguyen saw the images and text sent by the monsoon, the eyes immediately lit up. He can't write, but he will copy. Image copied. Upload. Taishan. Image. Under the moonlight, there are two shadows. One is yours. Another one is yours too. Mu Wankyu is also scrolling through her social media feed. Suddenly saw it. Warm and monsoon mixed dog food for men and women. Suddenly felt a tightness in my chest. It felt like being stabbed. According to the nature of the monsoon, I will never procrastinate. He doesn't send it. It's just because I didn't expect this to happen. Why bring this up with Wen Nguyen? Isn't this just stabbing oneself in the heart? Mu Wankyu held back tears. Give a thumbs up to two people. Then covered his head with the blanket. Hide your expression at this moment. It's different here in the warmth. He now has quite a few friends. Mostly social friends. There are also company employees and some alumni that need to be contacted. At this time, it was already past midnight. But after all, it's Friday. In no time, there were several likes. A few alumni are commenting downstairs. Who is this person? Wen Nguyen, you really fell in love. Congratulations. Wen Nguyen did not respond to these comments. He returned to the chat page. Sent a message to Jaifeng. Sent. I miss you so much. Me too. How much do you want? My longing is about to cross the line. Good night. Tomorrow we will be able to meet. Good night. See you tomorrow. Warmly put down the phone, lying straight and properly on the bed. He feels today is a very happy day. He should fall asleep happily. But after lying down, but it has been a bit of a twist. Room 409. Monsoon with a phone in hand. My eyelids twitched. There must be someone in his friend circle who replied. The three adopted sons are not asleep. There is still ding. Congratulations. It is the warmth department. Congratulations to the elder brother and sister-in-law. Whoa, Fifthum, you really aren't human. His main problem now, not those replies. It's that one. Because of this, it was a response from Dong Kai-Hui, finding my mom, albeit a bit complicated. Still haven't figured out how to deal with myself. Mom said something warm. A loving family. The group chat rang. Dio Shen has joined the group chat. Safety is a blessing. Peace is a blessing. Summer breeze. It's so late. Still not sleeping? It's wrinkled now. Peace is a blessing. I am waiting for someone to give me an explanation. Dio Shen. It's the one you mentioned before. The girl who tutors you, is she not? When Jaifeng saw this sentence, the expression almost couldn't hold back. This can be guessed, and it has been so long. Just mentioning it. There is another small detail. Whoa, does Lao Jai have something like this? The monsoon can only say. as expected of Aunt Lilinky, a man with a long story. I really don't know about this old thing. How was it taken down by Mom? Dio Shen, silent, feigning profundity. It seems I guessed correctly. Monsoon, summer wind, university life, fell in love. It shouldn't be such a big deal, right? Dio Shen, it's still different. After falling in love, the expenses are definitely not small, not speaking to the other party. At the very least, we can't lose face, you know. It seems that what Jai Guangsun said does make some sense. Dong Kaihui also chimed in. Safety is a blessing. What your dad said is right. I'll transfer you 5,000 later. Summer wind. Ah, I really don't lack money. Dio Shen. Nonsense. Do you think this money is for you? The corner of the monsoon's mouth twitched. Did not say a word. Peace is a blessing. Is it that girl your dad mentioned? Summer wind. Yes. Safety is a blessing. That's pretty good. Your high school. Everyone in college are classmates. All right, all right. As long as you're really in love, I can relax. If the conversation goes well, remember to bring it back to see during the new year. Summer wind. Certainly, ended the family group chat. The monsoon has a premonition. This matter isn't over yet. As expected. Dad's WeChat message came. Dio Shen. Has the 5,000 arrived? Just fished asking. The monsoon received a notification of 5,000 deposited into Alipay. He looked at Jai Guangsun's message. Fell into deep thought. What do you want to do? What are you doing? Old Jai, my plan only requires 5,000 yuan. Shouldn't I get half of that? Why have you been so unfortunate lately? What do you understand? I ran into Aunt Lilinky recently. What do you want her to do? It's been so many years since we last contacted each other. What happened back then? Jai Guangsun did not respond immediately. I don't know if it's in remembrance of the past. Unaware of the past. Long time. Actually, there's not much to say anymore. I can only say the personalities of the two people are incompatible. Stubborn. Do not bow your head. After being cold for a while, it became lukewarm. Gradually, it just faded away. Sharp-tongued but soft-hearted. A sharp tongue only hurts others. So treat the girl better. After all, she is a good girl. You've never seen it before. I knew she was a good girl. Laughing to death. Can save you from the sea of suffering of that old aunt's daughter. Not a good girl. Monsoon. Okay, okay, okay. Lao Jai. This person need not say anything else. The thought process is still clear. Understood. The money has been transferred to you. Smoke less usually, especially when the catch is elusive. Image. 6 catties and 4 tails of supersized grass carp. Bounce back all curses. The corner of the monsoon's mouth twitched. He was just kindly advising himself. Dad smokes less now. This has become a curse. The world of the fishing elder. He really doesn't understand. Monsoon opens Alipay. I originally intended to transfer all 5,000. After thinking about it, I find it a bit inappropriate. I just made 3,000. Can convey heartfelt intentions. It won't seem strange either. As for the company's matters, when the new year comes, let's talk in detail when we get back. Ending the conversation with Lao Jai. The monsoon finally put down the phone. It's already past 1 o'clock. I wonder if Wen Nguyen is comfortable sleeping. It is 1:30 at night. In the time of 506, Wen Nguyen slept straight and still by the bedside. Mu Wankyu then hugged him sideways, glanced sideways at Mu Wankyu. The person has fallen asleep. Hold him close. It's just a subconscious action in a dream. He has been tossing and turning. Why can't I fall asleep? It's not that being held by someone is uncomfortable. Moo Wonk's body is fragrant. It smells quite nice. As soon as he closes his eyes now, it will remind me of the monsoon. In the evening, the monsoon is feeling a bit down. So how is he feeling now? You should be asleep by now. If only the monsoon were here. If I were to sleep with the monsoon. No need to be so rigid. Sleeping with the monsoon. Warmth. He turned his head to glance at Muwonk beside him. Tiptoe quietly. Push open Muwonk's autumn. The arm resting on my chest. He secretly touched me several times throughout the night. A bit excessive. After pushing away the arms, warmly and quietly withdrew her leg. Swallowed hard. Then let your body start to wriggle. Little by little. Slowly moved to the edge of the bed. When Nguyen just let out a sigh of relief. Suddenly my body felt unbalanced. I'm about to fall off the side of the bed. He quickly braced himself with one hand on the ground. Steadied the body. Didn't make too much noise. Whoop. Let out a sigh of relief. I also feel a bit excited. It's good that I practice push-ups every day. At least for now. The plan was very successful. Just a little bold. Quietly holding the clothes. Tiptoeing to the restroom. Warmth began to dress in the darkness. I'm only halfway through. Moo Won-kyu's voice suddenly came through. Warmth. Where are you? I am in the restroom. Why isn't the light on? What to do if you fall in the fog? It's nothing. I'll be back soon. Warmth covered the face. Slowly take off the clothes. Then he returned to bed, looking dejected. The first escape plan has been declared a failure. Moo Wonk's eyes remained closed. You look very tired. He covered his head and swallowed his voice softly. Warmth, go to sleep. It's very late. Got into bed. Warm discovery. Moo Wonkshu did not come over to hug him again, but turned away. Seeing this, he inexplicably breathed a sigh of relief. The thought of wanting to sneak away inside. Instead of decreasing. Instead, it resembles wild grass in summer. Crazy growth. It has spread to every corner of the warm body. Try again. Yes, he wants to try again. He is very patient. Warmth opens its eyes. After all this time, saying I'm not tired is a lie. It's just the thought in my heart. At this moment, it has almost become an obsession. Sneak out. Waiting for late autumn to sleep. When Nguyen opens her eyes. Silently waiting for time. To avoid falling asleep. He began to count in the dark. 1, 2, 3,283,284, when Nguyen suddenly blinked. Then suddenly opened again. I fell asleep. I quietly glanced at my phone. It's all right. It's only been a few minutes. Took a glance at Moo Wonk. Just at that moment, Moo Wonk's body turned over, although I didn't lean on him. But they are also very close now. When Nguyen let out a quiet sigh of relief, worried that Moo Wonk couldn't sleep deeply after turning over. So I began to re-evaluate in my heart. How many did we count to just now? Forget it. Let's start over. 1, 2, 3. My eyelids are heavy. Warmth slowly closes. I don't know if it's an obsession in my heart that is suggesting this. Or is it for some other reason? When Nguyen opened her eyes once again, straining against drowsiness, I looked at my phone. It's 2:45. I fell asleep for over an hour all of a sudden. Oh my! When Nguyen quietly got up, walking to the bathroom in slippers. Put on all the clothes you just took. Then put the shoes away. Get ready for how he looked when he just went out this morning. That's about it. Push open the door, quietly close it, to avoid making any noise. When Nguyen lifted her shoes in her hand, gently tiptoeing towards the fourth floor. When I reached the stairway to the fourth floor, warmth came to a halt. Someone actually did. Yue, Prime Minister Wen, why are you here at this hour? Aren't you going to sleep yet? Shouldn't I be the one asking you this? Yue's face, hidden under the hallway light. The warmth can't reveal the expression clearly. But the nightclub girl raised the cigarette in her hand. Consider it a response. I'm going to the bathroom. Come out for a smoke. I'm afraid I'll choke her in the room. It's so late, Premier Wen. Is there something going on? If you want to go out, I can accompany you. Yue indeed went out for a smoke. So I only wore a single layer, but warmth enveloped the entire body. It looks like they are about to go out. No need. I can handle it myself. Not possible. I told you before the monsoon. Accompanying. Protection. Obstructing the view. Going to sleep with the monsoon. How can we handle something like this? No more Why? You should hurry up and go to sleep. I am going. Yue was stunned for a moment. Suddenly realized when Nguyen wants to express her feelings. She got up in the middle of the night. I can't believe we are going to find the monsoon. Okay, I understand. The boss offers discounts late at night. Accidentally caught by oneself. Will I be silenced tomorrow? She just started her job yesterday. Yue stubbed out the cigarette in her hand, quickly walked out of the shadows. The slender hands and feet are very beautiful. Same, the tattoo on her body, also exposed in the warm vision. When Nguyen watched Yue return to the house, I am also a bit curious about her past. If given the chance, can we have a good talk? Although there were some incidents. What happened when I went out at midnight? Still got hit, but warm. Overall, the mood is still very pleasant. Yue is her assistant. The situation between myself and the monsoon. She will understand sooner or later. These past couple of days haven't been too bad. And they are officially announcing their relationship now. Reasonable and fair. Quietly. Run to the entrance of room 409. Warmth from one's own bag. Took out the key for 409. This was originally arranged for her by the monsoon. Let her come to the company regularly. This day came into play perfectly. Paka. At the moment the door lock clicked. The monsoon opened its eyes almost instantaneously. She stared at the doorway, quietly picked up a pair of nail clippers from the bedside table, calmly opened the wrong knife. Continue pretending to be my sister. But soon the monsoon's brow has relaxed. She also stuffed the nail clipper into the bed crevice. A sneaky figure entered through the door, although she has always been very cautious. But the commotion was still quite significant. The room is too dark. She didn't dare to turn on the light again, so it seems a bit clumsy. When taking off socks, I bumped my butt against the corner of the table. I saw her covering her mouth. The appearance of silence. The monsoon almost couldn't hold back its laughter. Usually warmth is in front of her. Will show tenderness. Dignified. Calm down. Adorable these postures. But the funny attribute. It is absolutely impossible. Past experiences. Personality. There are still some burdens of beauty, making it impossible for her to be like other girls. Makes some funny moves. Her appearance is truly rare now. Even the monsoon feels a bit sorry for her. I don't want to interrupt either. The monsoon just arrived in the night. Squinting his eyes. Jing watched warmly as he took off his coat, exposing the inner garments, then carefully climbed onto the bed. The Minsoon fears being discovered. At this moment I have already closed my eyes. She felt it. That warm breath draws near. It feels so familiar, comfortable. Anxin, lying in the wooden bowl in the autumn room, is different. The warmth of the Minsoon house no longer maintained that kind of a perfectly straight sleeping posture, although that had already become a habit for many years. When the Minsoon arrives, those habits no longer matter. The Minsoon feels the warm, cool little hands, touched her waist, but then immediately took it back. It seems to be afraid that the temperature difference between both sides is too great, causing oneself to wake up. The weather in the deep night of November. It's still very cold. It seems that the introverted girl sneaked over. It was quite cold for a moment. So, when warmth pressed its nose against the chest of the Minsoon gently embraced the warm body. Warmth clings closely to the Minsoon's chest. I don't know if it's because of the body temperature. The heartbeat quickens again, causing her face to turn as red as a steamed shrimp. Soon she became immersed in this feeling, unable to extricate oneself. The only uncomfortable place. Her arm was still stiff, because my palm is too cold. Dare not let go. And the sleeping Minsoon, just right. He just held her hand, hugged them all tightly in my arms, in a comfortable embrace. Let warmth quickly lose its ability to resist drowsiness. In the embrace of the Minsoon, it is the safest. Tomorrow morning, kiss her again. Warm and fuzzy thoughts drifted. The Minsoon embraced warmth once more. She didn't know how to help a girl with autism, sneaking out from the two-person dormitory to find her. How much courage is needed? But this enthusiasm. She felt it personally. It's because they are worried about my emotions. So you have to run over here? This is the guess of the Minsoon. In the past, the Minsoon helped to warm and organize emotions. Warmth has rarely experienced Minsoon emotions. When you need others to care for your emotions, the Minsoon is always smiling, at most during work, will put on a serious expression. Under normal circumstances, she wouldn't show any emotions at all. She just likes warmth. It just so happens that today I fell ill. In fact, the Minsoon is not as fragile as one might imagine. As a man who has weathered many storms, her heart is colder than the butcher who has killed fish at Da Run Fa for 10 years. It's also a very happy thing when Nguyen has always wanted to do something for herself and came to sleep with me. It's what she wants to do. Once the person before my eyes was the one in my heart. Now the one I love is by my side. Thinking of this, the Minsoon tightened the warmth, gently rubbed her butt that had just been bumped by the table corner, the girl in my arms, as if sensing something. Even if I'm so tired that I can barely open my eyes. Also softly humming The Mud Man. Minsoon, are you feeling better now? Feeling better. How wonderful it is. The Minsoon buries its nose in the warm strands of hair. This world should not bring me such joy. But I met you. You carry the scent of my remaining life. When Nguyen has already fallen asleep, I don't know if she heard her own words. However, the Minsoon feels. It doesn't matter even if she doesn't understand. She is already the rest of my life. The Minsoon brushed away the warmth resting on my lips, slowly fell into a dream. In her embrace, one can sleep deeply. Isn't she the same? This is one of the few moments she lets down her guard. The night of early winter. It is also quiet. There is a cold Minsoon. There is also the warmth of early winter. The next day at 6 o'clock. Muwank's mind was hazy as she reached out beside her. After several attempts, I still couldn't find any trace of warmth. She suddenly opened her eyes. Warmth, warmth. She stood up and strolled around the room. Still haven't seen the warm figure. Suddenly felt a bit anxious. Where has the person gone? After all, people are here with me. Muwank's heart was filled with worry. Just want to go out and find. But when she reached the door, only then did I realize I hadn't changed my clothes. Quickly ran back to change clothes. But in the end, they slowly stopped their movements. Make yourself normal again. Is she going to? In room 409, before Muwank's awakening, the monsoon's creatures awakened her once again. This seems to have become a habit. Yesterday, when Nguyen slept too late. So at this point, she showed no intention of waking up. The monsoon was sweeping away her hair. I wanted to get up and go to the bathroom. But as soon as he moved, the girl in my arms squirmed forward, holding the fingers of the monsoon. It's tighter than it was before. The monsoon confirmed it. Warmth is truly in sleep. This was just her subconscious behavior. Suddenly felt a bit helpless. Forget it. Hold it in. It should be around 7 o'clock. The monsoon just can't hold back anymore. She gently let go of the warm hand. She got out of bed quietly. I really want to lean down and kiss her, but I was afraid of disturbing her sleep. Had to give up. Turned and went to the restroom, draining the water. The monsoon has not returned to the bed. After a simple wash-up, she quietly stepped outside. I'm getting ready to buy some breakfast for everyone. Reached the second floor. She first went to buy some soup dumplings. Soy milk. This is what Nguyen likes the most. Then I went to buy some other things. Steamed buns, deep-fried dough sticks, pan-fried dumplings, etc. She didn't eat first, but instead I lit a cigarette. Go straight upstairs. At the position on the fourth floor, the monsoon met head-on. Muwank, you just got out of bed. Did you wake up so early? The monsoon naturally asked. I'm awake. I couldn't fall back asleep. Muwankyu's gaze was a bit hesitant, but she suddenly froze. Because the monsoon brought breakfast over. The boys' room is not very convenient. I bought breakfast. Let others come to eat at your place. Oh, right. Soy milk and soup dumplings are warm. Leave it for her. Wait until she wakes up to eat. Muwank. She glanced suspiciously at Jaifeng, but from the face of the monsoon, she couldn't see anything. Everything feels so natural. Isn't it usually warm during the monsoon? Muwank's heart was filled with quiet doubts. But they changed their tune. All right, then I'll eat a beazi. She brought it up for me. Okay, thank you. What are you being polite about? Saying goodbye to Muwankyu. Jaifeng has just returned to the room. As soon as I entered the door, the monsoon can be felt. A soft body pressed close. He pressed her against the cabinet by the door. You left me all alone here. Monsoon. I didn't go to buy breakfast. The introverted girl is passionate and proactive, embracing the waist, gradually wrapping around the shoulder. Only the monsoon is still holding something in its hand. At this moment, I can only use my mouth to respond to her. However, the introverted girl's skills are lacking. Before long, I couldn't catch my breath. So stupid it's infuriating. The monsoon retreated a bit. She is still unwilling. I'm really afraid I'll suffocate this silly girl. All right. I just ran into Muwankyu at the door. She is looking for you. Wake up and go back, so they don't worry about not being able to find you. When Nguyen looked eagerly at the monsoon. Things with you. We can't let them know. Monsoon looked at her with that gaze. I knew the introverted girl wanted to kill the dog again. She would usually agree. It can even be very cooperative. But this time is truly different. Their understanding of sleep. It's quite different from how we sleep now. Isn't it already officially announced? This cannot be allowed. Warmth felt a bit defiant. It's a bit too fast. When Nguyen stood there for a moment with her lips turned down, until the monsoon picked up one side of the coat. Put it on her. She spoke with a bit of a temper. Got it. Good. Put on your clothes. She hurriedly ran to the door, gave the monsoon a kiss. Then he stepped out with his backpack, returning at 506. Mu Wankyu is washing up. Warmth. Where did you just run off to? The company has encountered some problems. Just went to handle something temporary. A warm expression, calm. You can't see any flaws at all. Mu Wankyu nodded in realization. It turns out it's about the company. Today, our company will have a marketing meeting. I need to take care of some matters. I see. Understood. After letting go of doubts, Mu Wankyu unexpectedly let out a sigh of relief, although it's quite disappointing. But she hopes it won't be so soon. It was around 8 o'clock. Everyone gathered by Muwok's side for breakfast. Several girls have arrived, even Liu Chincheng. All because today we only see the future. An important marketing meeting is needed. Only the monsoon hasn't come. Since we started eating here, Iyue's expression was somewhat strange. She looked at Wen Nguyen, thinking about what happened last night. Is the boss really in love? That guy Monsoon, besides looking like a duck king, can hit a few outside. Where is it good? Gu Ting is lost in thought. Liu Qingcheng felt like an outsider. Wu Wankyu noticed that the seasonal wind had not arrived, then looked towards warmth. Why hasn't the monsoon arrived? She is preparing for today's meeting. Wen Nguyen calmly sipped on soy milk. Meeting. The girls voiced their confusion in unison. Block, block, block. A series of knocks sounded at the door. Liu Qingcheng, who had already eaten breakfast, got up to open the door. Snap. The moment the door opens, Liu Qingchen was momentarily stunned. The young man is wearing a black suit, perfectly trimmed collar and fitted jacket, highlighting his sturdy figure. The black tie is adorned with small white flowers. Simple yet striking. The hair is styled with some waves. Neat, smooth, and tidy. Under the half-frame glasses, it is a pair of deep-set eyes. There wasn't a trace of turbulence, whether in gestures or expressions. All are filled with steadiness. Elegant, there is also strong confidence. Liu Chinchen, Du, so handsome. Bossy CEO. Liu Chincheng's mind, the two characters emerge. Not right. He should be a culture-rich young master. Gu Wankyu, Amega, Gu Zuting, Amega, Yue. I'm sorry, but I cannot fulfill that request. Dudu. Warmth. The monsoon is changing a bit.